Let me know if you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Alright, so you said you're Plat 4?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is a Stormly game solo queue?
Yep.
Alright, so what build are you going for and why?
This is auto attack build, just it's my go-to, and I don't see a reason why not.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good here. Zagara's really good matchup, Falstad, Ariel. Pretty much the only thing you really have to worry about is the Kerrigan combo, which should be easy to dodge, and the variant taunt, which is really, really annoying.
Yeah, that's the thing I would be most scared of here.
And also, just looking at your team comp, like you guys are really, really weak early game. So if this was me, I would just be already like, I wouldn't even be in mid right now, which is like kind of weird because normally I go mid, but I think your comp is just so bad early. I'd probably just already go to the side lane and just start soaking. But if you can get this
Mhm.
globe and leave, then I think it's fine. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I'm just eyeing for the globe here, but
yeah, if you can just get the globe and dip, I mean that's pretty much the early game, right? Like you just get globes and
yeah.
trying to double globe. Oh my, okay,
Yeah.
GG, we won.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll speed it up a bit.
I screwed up with the roaches here, revealed myself.
Yeah, not a big deal. Just getting globes is good. Even like okay, so like right now, I would leave ETC here and start going to easy camp or getting more globes. So I think like I mean you got a double globe here, but I think you should be doing the because no one else on your team can really do it, and it's like a nice thing to do is early game Zera while your tank soaks. You can just do
Okay.
this camp really really fast, and you can go do this other one too.
Yeah.
So if you're like ideally you have a Merker on your team, like your K2Z is like a gray main, or
Mm.
just any DPS who can do it. But since you don't, it's better to just do it because at least you get out some camps. Because right now you guys are doing no
Yeah.
camps at all, which is really really bad.
Just at any time on this map, not minding when the objective spawns, just when it's up, spam it.
Pretty much, yeah, because it's just free XP and it's free lane pressure. And as early games era, you don't really want to be like lane trading and all that. So it's like a nice thing
Yeah.
for you to do, especially. But if you guys can yank this guy,
Yeah, but
nice. Oh no, are you
it's
dead?
a bit unfortunate, yeah.
Oh, okay, so right here, I did notice, so you want to make sure you're layering the autos more. So I think you missed a couple auto attack opportunities. So, okay, so he's coming in. So that W, I think, is too early. So you just want him to slide first. And then what I'll do is he slides first, you walk up, you auto, you W, you auto, then you Q. And the reason why you're doing it like in an order like that is to get as much psionic strength value as possible. Because
Oh, okay.
Because right now, like, so you auto, or sorry, you W, and then you Q. So you use both your abilities without using a single auto attack so far. But ideally,
Mm.
you want to get out a couple autos first. That way, those abilities do more damage. Because all of their damage increases whenever you have this. So assuming you auto attack first, and then you W'd, and then you auto attack, and then you Q'd, your Q would have like 18% bonus damage or something like that. Like 18 or 24% bonus damage. So instead, your Q only has 12% bonus damage because only your W registered. And then now your autos are doing a lot less damage as well. So you said each auto is increased. I want 165, 174. This auto would already have been 174, assuming you like layered it properly. So always making sure you, uh, and then here as well, like I would just E away here, because he's hard focusing. He's just trying to kill you. So ETC can just auto him to death. So at this point, like you're too overcommitted. I would have just you could have eat away a lot sooner. Once you show he's committing, you just eat away, and then once he starts running away, then you can Vorpal back in because your Vorpal has 3 seconds, so you can let him like run towards here, and then you Vorpal and finish him off. But instead, you're like
Mm.
letting him trade you down to death, which is not good because he knows he's dead, right? So he's like, best case, I get a 1-for-1.
Yeah.
So for you, like you don't really want to play into that because like, obviously your Brightwing could have Z'd you sooner, but so you definitely could have lived here even without the Brightwing. If you just
Yeah.
disengage a little bit sooner. Or yeah, if you use your Psionic Strike procs a lot like more efficiently. Just making sure you like I always recommend for your auto attacks, like auto as soon as possible because you want to consider auto attacks almost like a spell. Because like auto attack has a cooldown, right? Like which is your attack speed.
Mm.
So every auto attack, you can think of it as like a spell. Like your auto attack and then in between your auto attacks, you want to be using your actual spells, like auto attack Q, auto attack W, auto attack E, auto attack. Like in between every single auto attack, there should be something going on. Either you're, and if you don't have any abilities, then at least you're like repositioning your movement, you know. So always in between every auto attack, do something, and make sure you're never really using, like anytime you're using WQ without some auto attacks in between, it's usually wrong. Like you want a W auto, Q auto, or you want to auto W, auto Q, auto, like, so just making sure you have that habit of layering in all the auto, and that'll help you later in the game as well for getting more blinks. If you have that habit of always autoing whenever like it's up, and you also want to be really comfortable with the attack speed as well, and like understanding when your auto's up and when it's down, and that's like a very important thing of like min maxing that. That way you can sneak in as many as possible in between blinks and vorpals and all that. But yeah, so right here as well, like if this was me, I'll just be pinging to give this and double soaking, because
that's what I.
Oh, you're gonna do
That's
that?
what I thought when I rewatched this. Just even if we got the kill here, just going away would be fine.
Even if you hard win this fight, it's still probably better to just double soak, because early game Garden, this map early game really doesn't matter at all, and also your comp is just so much worse early game. So I make it a rule as pretend Zera, like even if they're in our base, a lot of times I'll just ignore them, and this is something I tell my team as well, so that they expect it. So pretty much every auto build Zera game I play, I always type at the beginning of chat, like I'm really weak till 10, I'm just double soaking till 10. That way my team doesn't expect me to fight, and maybe they won't take as many fights if they understand that I'm not fighting till 10. And I always make it very, very clear. I'm like, I can't fight till 10, I'm weak till 10. So that's always something you can type to your team, and then that should also be your mindset in game of like just getting your globes as soon as possible. Because so far you died twice, so you're really behind in your globes. So like for me, the absolute latest I want to have my globes is level 10. But ideally I have it by level 7. That way you can start getting value out of Wormhole. Because whenever you have your globes by 7, you can do a lot more stuff with Wormhole, since your blink is like always up. So now you're like super behind, so getting globes should be your #1 priority. Yeah, like not having it by level 10 usually means you messed up pretty bad. I think, yeah, you just like, the first gank, I think you just misplayed, you could have survived, and then the second time you shouldn't even be there fighting. Even though your team's fighting, like, I would just spam ping them back and just start soaking, because there's just nothing you can really contribute there. You're just so weak early game on this hero. Now getting a globe, nice. So this would be a good opportunity for you to get off this easy camp, because you already pushed out that wave. So that's definitely what I would be going for. Because yeah, you're kind of just running around in circles.
Yeah, I didn't anticipate the Haka going bot.
Yeah, but you already saw him, so
yeah,
like clearing that wave together is fine. I think it's good because you got the globe there, and then once he's down there, like you just leave him. Like right here, you should have left at this point. And then either you go all the way top side and start getting more globes, or you just, if this is me, I would have just gotten out this easy camp, because that's a free globe and it's some nice XP for you guys, so y'all can catch up. So instead, you're kind of just like running around in circles here, not really contribute. You like clear one creep. I think you might maybe get another globe. Yeah, this is like kind of wasted time. Not really doing much here. And then yeah, they're 10 to 9, so y'all can't really do anything. Definitely a time to go soak or do mercs. And yeah, top wave is huge. So you know you're Dahaka Zed, and you're the second best wave clear. So if this is me, I'd already be on my way up, because you're the only one who can really clear that. So like even stopping for this globe, I think is pretty greedy. Because Dahaka can finish mid, but you should already be clearing top. So yeah, I mean, I guess he just ran all the way up. He literally ran. He Z'd here, and then he ran too late. Oh my gosh, that's so scuffed. But you're almost gloved. Nice. There's the last one. Nice. Okay, now you get to play the game. Oh, let me slow it down, actually. Okay, let's see your combos. Let's see how clean it is. Okay, so you missed combo. Nice. Okay, that's pretty good. So my only criticism would be to use that wormhole in Vorpal to get that extra burst. So you comboed really well here. This is the good combo. E, so you auto Q auto. That's perfect. Always auto Q auto. So that was really good. E, auto Q auto. And then if this was me, after this next auto, I would have E and then Vorpaled back in. Like auto this Ariel, E, Vorpal back in. Just so you can get that extra proc. So that's just like a little bit extra damage, but I mean, he moshed him anyways, you didn't really need it, but assuming it was a closer situation, that's always nice.
Yeah.
And then right here, so you know that you guys are outnumbering them now. So if this was me, I'd be going for this double blink right here. And so in general, my favorite combo is double blink combo. And the reason why is because it gives you time for the wormhole to come online, like the 1.25 seconds. Whenever you double blink, it gives you time to get to that 1.25 second point. Because normally, a lot of times, if you just blink normally, then you can't go back right away. Assuming they instantly throw something at you that you need to dodge, you can't really go back right away. And it's very telegraphed. So I almost always prefer to use my Nerzim to double blink. That way, this timer expires so you can go back. And also, it gives you more maneuverability, like, and more flexibility in where you can go. So, like, the best angle I think from this position is either blink here and then blink onto him with your R there, or you blink here and you blink onto him with your R there, and then you just do the same combo, auto Q auto, and then you take your wormhole, and that's like really good chunk. And you also have Vorpal on them in case they do split up. I guess you just play a little pass. I mean, yeah, variants aren't next to him, and your team's kind of far, so I think it's also fine to play a bit passively here. But yeah, you guys do outnumber them pretty hard if you are able to collapse. So I would like to have gone for more kills here. Oh, Ariel rests herself. Interesting. I think you maybe could have made an aggressive play there, but not a big deal overall. It's fine to just clear safely. And then also here, whenever you're clearing these big waves like that, it's good to just use your double cleave, because it's only a 20-second cooldown, so that speeds it up pretty nicely.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, just like a small thing, but to me, you could have been here like 4 seconds faster. Maybe you're there to help kill this guy. It's like the little things, because now you're a little bit late. Oh, nice. Good combo, actually. You still were able to... Very, very nice. That was clean.
Yeah, the W got there.
The fadeaway W. Oh, I think you could have killed him with the Vorpal. Is it too greedy? Let's see. So you go on Kerrigan, E auto, W auto. I think right here, your Vorpal's still on him. You could have finished him and then blinked away.
Yeah.
Would have been close, but yeah, you had a solid 1.5 seconds to kill this guy. Your Vorpal's still on him right now. And I think you definitely could have lived, because you can just blink out at this point.
Yeah. Especially everyone was tanking the towers anyway.
But yeah, here, even still here, I think I'd still be going for something aggressive. Is that false sad? Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, it's a little too late. A little too late.
Chicken.
It could have been some nice KFC, but it's fine, it's fine. Backing up, clearing out waves, it's good. So, yeah, making sure you clear this wave, clearing some creep, that's nice. And yeah, there you go, you're double cleaving there. This is a good opportunity to do easies again. I'd like to have seen you done this easy camp to get that pressure out. Because pushing out the wave, you can just do that later. Oh, okay, nice, good double blink. Just tapping, getting ready for objective. This should be a really good fight for y'all. Most important thing you have to worry about is just the variant, right? So as long as you're avoiding him and watching the taunt cooldown, as soon as taunt is down, you basically have free reign to do whatever you want. Nice, double blink. Little sloppy though. You should have been able to wormhole sooner. If he was better, he could have taunted you there. So I did like the double blink combo here though. So I'll show you. You could have went back a little bit sooner. Auto Q. So right here, you definitely should have died here if the variant was better, because you greeted that. You greeted that lost auto attack and the W. So my rule for W, unless it's like that Ariel kill where you got where it was like a fadeaway like last second. Generally, my rule for W is the cast time is too long and the mana cost is too high. So what I do is I never commit W unless I'm absolutely sure I'm going for like a kill or I'm going for like something really good trade. So usually a W should come after the Vorpal. So the combo here should have been E, R, auto, Q, auto, and then just E. But whenever you agreed that W auto, that takes a really long time actually, because the W takes forever to cast compared to like the Q and the E. The Q and E are basically instantaneous, same with your auto attack. But the W has that kind of wind up timer, and that's usually when you end up getting caught and dying. Like so, like right here, I think you would have died if the variant was a little bit better. If you just gotta watch the W's, and it's also a really big mana cost. So I mean, you pre-tapped here, so it's fine. But in general, it's normally not worth committing the W until post, like post Vorpal is when I normally go for those W's, because it's just like too much of a commitment, too much of a cast time. But it's still a good trade, and you lived. Now UTC, it's a big mosh. And then here again, I think taking your wormhole and Vorpaling back in would have been better for you. That way you get that extra proc. So I'll show you what I'm talking about, where you always want to make sure you're getting that extra auto, because basically you probably know this, but just to repeat it, like both versions of the blink give you the auto attack damage from your level 20 or from your level 10. So the initial blink and also the wormhole blink. So I always try to maximize damage, like E auto. So you did the right combo. E auto Q auto, right? And then the best thing to do is take your E and then quickly Vorpal for the next auto. Because while you're waiting for your next auto, you want to get that free proc there. Because this next auto you do, it's only 260. But that auto could have been like 340 or 350. So you lost like basically you lost 100 damage there. And the only commitment you would have done is your Vorpal. And you don't really need your Vorpal for anything else in this scenario because they're already trapped. So you basically lost 100 damage there. And you maybe could have juked the variant a bit. Because see, like right now you're like very standstill, which also makes me uncomfortable. Because so you're still tied to this wormhole. So another benefit of you taking that wormhole right away is your next blink is already gonna be up. So right now you're like tied you're tied to this initial wormhole. But if you take that wormhole and Vorpal back, then you'll have a new blink ready to go. So you could have already blinked on this Zagara and taken the next duel, assuming you wormholed and Vorpaled back in. But instead now you're kind of just static here and you don't really have a place to go. And so by the time you're able to blink again, you're already stun chained. So ideally you would have already been on the other side of the fight, ready to finish off these kills on the top right side, being able to kill that Zagara and false side. So very, very important to use both sides of your wormhole almost always. And because now you're just dead because, or you're one issue when you could have cleaned up 2 or 3 more kills there. So maybe you still kill this false side. I think this is a good play if you execute it right. Nice. Okay, again, the W, a little too extra credit. So if this was me, the best thing you could do here, that Zag could have maybe punished you and killed you during that with the Venom spike. So the best way to kill this false side here is you just use your R. So if this was me, I would just R on top of him, auto Q, and he's dead. R, auto Q, and then your E's back up, so you can E away. Instead of waiting for your E, because that's... See, he sees you now. So if this Zag was a better player, like the good players, the Zag would already have seen you, and she'd already be pressing Q on top of him. And being ready to auto attack you to trade the kill. Because see how long you spend here? Like this Zag is just AFK. So it would have been a lot better to just I mean you did R on him and you did blink away, but I think it had to be a lot faster, and then don't W because again like W is just too long of a cooldown. Or too long of a cast time, I mean. So you should almost never W unless you really need like if you're all-inning somebody or like it's like post Vorpal. It's generally what I say. Like until your first Vorpal is used, you shouldn't be Wing people. Almost ever. Nice. Good combo. So again, the same thing. Taking the wormhole and Vorpaling. That way you have your next blink ready. Because sometimes you can catch the stragglers. So like right here, this guy is already dead, right? Like your team can easily finish him off. He's in your towers. And so if you wormholed and Vorpaled on top of him, your next blink would already be ready. And you could have already been punching the Zagara. But by the time you guys finish this kill, and you can't get to Zagara anymore because she's already out. But you could have already been on top of him and being able to start going for the next kill. So very, very important. That's like the main thing I'm noticing so far is just using both sides of your wormhole. Nice, good chase down. And here, looking for the Zag. A nice angle you could do here is actually sneak in to this side. So like, you can't see my mouse, can you?
Nah.
Yeah, it's tragic. I can't make the boxes either. So by their healing well,
yeah.
If you go down into in front of their healing well, you could have blinked on them from there instead of
So
playing on the left side of the wall. And the fort won't see you if you hug the wall.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, the fort vision. If you hug the top side of the wall, like the top side of the healing wall, you can blink on basically blink onto the Nidus from there, or double blink onto him from you. Your first blink is onto the Nidus, and your second blink is onto him. That would have been like a much better flank angle. Because going from the front, he can keep everyone in front of you, and it's a lot harder to run him down. And Baron's dead, so you definitely want to be making an aggressive play here. So I definitely be looking as soon as I get a bit more info. Okay, carrying combo down. Yeah, this is definitely the time to go. Because Variant's dead and carrying combos down, they basically have no stuns left except for like the Ariel whip, which is normally pretty easy to avoid. And I guess the Ultralisk, which you got hit by. And Nias going for Ariel. So for this one, my criticism would be I think you focus a Kerrigan a little bit too hard. I think your team can deal with her, especially because her combo's down. So this would have been one of those where I greeted onto the back line. Because you know Varian's dead, you know Kerrigan combo's down. You got the initial jump on Kerrigan, which is good. So if you pause right here, like you can auto queue this guy, and then I'd start running at the false side immediately. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll just auto him once, and then I'd use my second blink onto the false side. So because your team's already rallied on this guy, he's gonna die for sure. He's got like nothing, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it would have been better for you to greed and start going on the next target immediately. And this false side split from the healer as well, so I think double blinking on the false side would have been better. That way you can, because you want to greed out when you can, as much as possible. Because you're using everything out Kerrigan, but like she's obviously gonna die, right? So instead of 2 kills here, maybe could have got 3 or maybe even 4, just from greeting as much as possible. So you just have to, I guess, just being able to recognize when your team can finish somebody without you, or when you actually need to help them. And then, so right here, bit of a macro thing, but going for the Ariel. So I actually don't like this. I think what you guys should have done is force mid fort here as 5. So this was me like, so this is like my first time talking about macro this game, but it is really important to recognize that there's 3 dead. And mid fort is, on most maps, mid fort is the most valuable objective because it opens up the map for you guys. Like, you guys are able to do a lot more once mid fort's down. Especially if your mid fort is gone, you want to be able to take the enemy's mid fort as soon as possible. So when there's 3 dead, like doing this camp doesn't actually do anything. It's better to use this wave and use your 5 versus 3 advantage to immediately pressure down mid fort. So this is me. As soon as you guys got these kills, I'd be spam pinging mid fort. And y'all can just tank it. Like, there's nothing a Zagara variant can do to, like, even just 4 of you guys, there's nothing they can do to y'all. Like, you'll just dive them, right? So, this would have been a nice situation to, instead you guys let them free clear here, and you could have gotten this fort, which would have been really, really big. So, yeah, just, instead of going for the camp and the extra pick, it's better to, so your Brightwing knows. So your Brightwing even got, like, part of the fort by herself. Imagine if all 5 of y'all were there with the wave.
Yeah.
Definitely would have easily killed that fort. It also ruins their positioning for all the objectives because now they have a base to run back to. And this is way worse for you because you have a lot less space to operate when they have a fort to run back to. Because now, if this fort was gone, you could potentially be flanking all the way from over here, you know? Or like pushing out this wave and denying them and forcing them into a worse spot. But now, like, the wave is good for them and they have the extra catapult every 3 waves. So overall, it's just a lot better for you guys to get that fort as soon as possible. And so right here, you guys got the trip, but your ETC is getting ran at. So if this was me, I wouldn't even gone here because the objective is already gone, and your team's already 2 chunked, and also your Dahaka still has no Z because you already used it. So at this point, the fight's lost. So if this was me, like, there's nothing y'all can really do here because this guy's committed to this side of the map. He doesn't have Z, and there's no objective anyway. So I would just ping these guys back and start to do something else. Either get out this wave, start hitting this fort, or go help my Dahaka do a camp, or start getting out bottom waves. Do something on the map. Because right now you're just kind of watching them die. Instead of like, so sometimes you just have to give up one side of the map to get something on the other. You could have got like basically this whole fort while they chase. Assuming you immediately committed to this mid lane push. Like, because it takes them like 15-20 seconds to chase your team down. So you're just like passively watching it when you should be trying to get something on the map. So just being able to recognize when like something's lost, because there's nothing you can do here. It's 5v4 and they have all the positioning. Like your team's already chunked. Your Dahaka is too far. There's absolutely nothing you can do here. So it's always better to try to get value on the map. Like you're trying to create space for the team, but it would have been better for you to just create space by pushing out the waves and getting stuff on the map. And then so now another objective spawning, but your waves are in such shambles. So oh no, your team. Oh no, feels bad, man. Not much you could have done about that. Yeah, just have to clear, give the next seed. So, okay, so they're sieging bot here. So you have two options. If this was me, since they're closer to 20 and next seed is seed point, I'm actually okay giving this keep to double soak, which like seems like bad, or like giving this keep to just push out top. The reason being is, I mean, well, first of all, you're probably not gonna lose this keep because your Dahak is spawning soon. Your team could probably defend, but and also you can't really contribute that much here. Maybe you can slow them down, but I think it would be a lot more effective for you to just get out all these top lanes and get out this whole wall, and that'll make your team actually closer to 20 and give you like better positioning for the curse. So if this is me, I would have got one more mid wave and then ran straight to top, or tell my Brightwing to cover mid and run straight to top, because all these waves can get you guys way closer to 20. This top wave, this mid wave, there's gonna be another top wave, there's gonna be this top tower, and there's gonna be another top wave. So it's like basically 4 waves you could be getting right now. And like that's honestly probably worth the keep, because that'll make you guys 20 to 20 for the objective fight, which is really, really important. Because right now, the way it's going, with them sieging like this, they're gonna hit 20 first, because you guys aren't soaking. So kind of like a macro decision making thing. See again, like so this is kind of like the third time this game. The first time was bottom with the Dahaka, where you're just running around in circles. The second time was up here, where your team was getting caught. You're just running around in circles. And now again, like over here, you're actually just running around in circles in your base. Like so, this is the third time where you could have been more proactive in getting something on the map whenever you can't do anything. So it's like being able to recognize when you're not needed or when your presence is not that mandatory is very, very important, because then you can start to greed these waves and help your team out. Because assuming you were soaking that whole time, you guys would be like your XP bar would be way closer to 20.
Yeah, I definitely felt useless a bunch of times. Yeah.
You just gotta start split pushing ASAP, like immediately. You have to be able to recognize like I need to start. Like even right now, this top wave, you're missing a lot of XP. You could be, and you're the safest soaker in the game as Zera. Like you're basically the safest soaker in the game because you have double blink, you have Vorpal jukes, you're invisible. Like Zera is one of the best soaker. I mean, obviously you can still get ganked, but in general, a good Zeratul is extremely hard to gank. So getting these far away waves is very, very nice. So finally you start soaking, but it's like so late. You guys could have been 20 by now already and like pushing them out, you know. So definitely would I like to start soaking early, and also this wave as well. Like you should be getting this wave too, or this mid wave. You should be just greeting more waves in general to help your team get 20. Okay, there you go. Got off the mid wave. So you guys are still able to get 20, but see, yeah, they have so much positioning now, which is kind of rough. But maybe your Dahaka can Z in and get it back. Let's see. Hold up. What was that combo? Let me see this.
I attacked the Mutalisk, I think.
Oh no. Alright, let's see. So take your 20, see the Aria. Oh yeah. Attack the Muta and you blinked a little too far. Kind of tragic. She's still isolated though, which is nice. Yeah, I like this. Nice. Baited the combo. Take the Vorpal. Focusing the Ariel and Mach. Nice. Okay, so far so good. Ooh, okay. Good wormhole. Okay, I like that. The only mistake I would say is at the very end there on the Zagara, where you Vorpaled before taking your wormhole. So you missed a little bit of damage on him. Everything else I think was really, really good. So right here on the Zag, you want to take that wormhole first before you Vorpal. It's a little bit extra chunk. So that auto right there, that's a non-crit auto. Any late game non-crit autos are a big mistake because your blink is always up. So and your abilities are such low cooldown. Anytime you're autoing without a crit, I consider that a mistake. So you just take this wormhole, and then vorpal on him. So would it have been enough to kill him? Uh, maybe if you got that last auto, maybe. So always making sure you get those crits as much as possible. But overall, that was well played. Good jukes there. Good reaction timing. Okay, so now they have 2 dead. What do you think's the best play for you here?
Hard push mid, I think.
Yep. Run it down mid. These sideways are too doomed. There's nothing you can really do to help it out. The best play is run it down mid and hope to stagger more deaths. And yeah, that's good. Good recognizing that. And yeah, if this is me, I'd be going turbo ham, like double blinking on the first person I see, and just trying my best to chain a pick. They cleared that so fast, by the way. That was insane.
Yeah.
Zagara, by the Zagara full set. I guess you guys just have to get bot now. You guys should be able to dive this, by the way. Like, you should be double blinking on it. Yeah, there you go. Okay, nice. So you do chain a pick. And then right there, a little play you could have done is you want to kill that false stab too. So if this was me, what I would do is at this point I would run away, and then right before he dies, you vorpal back on top of him, and then you're right next to the false stab, and you'll have another blink as soon as your wormhole expires. So instead of dubbing this guy, so this is like another unnecessary use of W. That guy's dead no matter what, just from your autos. So if you just vorpal back onto him and finish him with the auto, and then you W the false stat, and then you can blink on the false stat. So it's like another greed scenario where you could have got another pick. You're focusing too much on the initial. As soon as this guy's tongued and polyed, he's just dead. Like Dahaka himself could kill him. Dahaka and Brightwing themselves can kill him. So it's better for you to create some, like walk away a bit. You don't even have to walk away, honestly. It's just something I do. I don't know why. It just feels better. Maybe it's like the illusion of disengaging. I don't know why, but either way, instead of dubbing him, you want to vorpal him and W this guy and auto this guy, because now you're too far away from the false stab to like contribute to the kill. Like this whole time, you could have been punching this false stab. He stays for some reason. Like you should already be. Yeah, there you go. Already be hitting him. And then, okay, he doesn't go. Oh wait, he has Hinterlands. Wait, I'm griefing. I saw those big combos earlier. And then here again, I think you're autoing too much. Always blink. Every auto attack, you should be blinking on everything. So, right here, you got hit by the ultra. Not really your fault. Like right here, your blink's up this whole time. So this is me. I'd already be blinking on top of him on the other side. So
even if it's short range.
Yeah, even the short range blinks, because that gives you the extra damage and the extra proc, and your blink's always gonna be up. If assuming you're autoing every single time, like anytime you're autoing without the proc, it's never worth. You should always auto without. So like right here, that's the auto without the proc. You can just blink behind him in melee range. It's completely fine, because between your vorpal and your blinks and your Q, like you're always gonna have your blink back up. So you're vorpaling him melee range when you should be eating him melee range, because the vorpal doesn't give you the damage. It just gives you the shield. So you're losing out on a lot of damage here. Like you could have killed this guy, he would already have been dead by now. So doesn't matter in this scenario, but in a closer scenario, it could be the huge difference maker. Like even right here, I still take this wormhole and then vorpal back in, just for that extra damage. Always want to get those extra damage as much as possible. And nice, chase this guy, W him for the slow, that's good. Should be dead. Yeah, I do a lot of melee range blinks for the extra damage. It's like super worth. The extra damage is very big. And then now from here, you guys should actually be able to end bottom. If this was me, I'd be spam pinging bottom. You guys have more than I guess you have a KTZ. You should at least be going for bottom keep here. Is definitely the right play, because you have a wave here and their whole team's dead. So if this was me, I'd be spam pinging bottom. Your Dahaka and ETC can just tank. Even you can tank a lot. So this keep should be dead, and it should be potentially be game. So you guys are a little slow on recognizing. Like this mid fort actually doesn't do anything, and this mid wall does. Oh my god, that guy just died to death. Oh no.
It's platinum.
Oh, no, but still, you're still really, really slow though. Like you
Yeah.
guys should have already been on this keep a long time ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, now with Dahaka dead, at least you guys got the keep and you got the fort. And yeah, there's no way you end now because you died, and y'all were slower. I'll speed it up because Garden gonna be.
Yeah. It's kind of long replay.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Oh wait, what happened? They invaded your easies. Okay, so you see them on your easies, but your KTZ is bottom, so this should be a give. This is way too greedy. Even though Brightman can join, it's still gonna be 4v5. This is definitely a give scenario. Okay, right there, you should have been able to wormhole that. At least you are able to blink away. Yeah, definitely can't be getting taunted by variants. Have to be watching him all the time. And being ready, as soon as he looks at you, or as soon as he gets in range, you have to instantly take that wormhole. Because if the enemy team was more ready there, you definitely should have died. Like, I'll show you. I think you saw it, but just to go over it again for everybody. Like right here. Also, you blinked in a little close. This is kind of uncomfortable spot for me, especially in a 4v5. I would not blink. I would have blinked from like all the way over here, honestly. Like blink once, blink twice. Because you always want your return point to be as safe as possible. So usually I try to choose bushes or walls to blink from. So like right here, you're blinking out in the open. Your return spot's out in the open. It's usually pretty bad. You almost always want to return over a wall, so it's way harder for them to chase you, or into from a bush to where it's harder for them to realize where you went. So just a smaller thing, but always making sure your wormhole spot is as safe as humanly possible. So even like right here, or I guess you can't see my mouse, huh? I keep forgetting. I'm basically saying, trying to like you see that big statue thing that I'm looking at. So either you want to blink from like the pathway to the right of it, or if you keep going right, like this wall over here that I'm like zoomed in on. Yeah, so like behind this wall, you just double blink from there up onto this area. It would have been a lot safer for you. That way your return spot is just so much better. And yeah, as soon as so you see this guy's just staring at you. So as soon as this variant, this is charge range right here. So as soon as you see him in charge range, you want to take that wormhole like as soon as possible. And also variant charge and other abilities, sometimes they can follow you to your wormhole if they time it right. So that's like another reason why you want it to be as safe as possible. Because assuming he charged you now, you tried to take your blink. He didn't even charge you, he just straight up taunted. But like yeah, like even if you take your wormhole, you're still right there in front of their whole team, you know? So it's still like really, really risky. If the enemy team was more ready, you definitely should have died here. So, and yeah, just a bad fight from y'all in general because your KTZ's bottom. But he survived, barely. Yeah, just backing. This keeps going. No big deal. Zagara's bottom, so this is a good fight for y'all if you can find the right angle. Nice, good job, good combo. Again, Wing a little too early, but I guess we already talked about that a lot. Don't need to repeat it again.
I just thought that again, same mistake.
Okay, so they see you with the ultra. Definitely too greedy to go in here. Nice. That's good that you backed it. That's usually where I see a lot of people die. Is they just try to greed too much. So that's good recognizing that you just leave there. You got the res, which is not the greatest thing in the world, but it's better than nothing. Oh no, your Donker just face checked. Okay, so he baited a lot of cooldowns. Right now, I'd already be comfortable double blinking in. So this is a perfect wall for you to double blink from. So basically, you want to blink to the right, basically like where my screen is, and then blink on top of either the Kerrigan or into that bush, which is where their backline is. So double blinking into that bush is really, really nice for you. That way, because they just use all their stuff on Dahaka, and you can start getting a really good trade. Okay, nice. You do blink once. Okay, you do onto the Kerrigan. That works as well. And then again here, the wormhole into Vorpal is always better. But still chasing, still good. Definitely can go really aggressive here. Nice, blinking back in. And then there, I would have switched targeting to the false stab. Would have been better for you. So initially, you start going on the Varian, which is good because he's the only thing you can hit. But you want to switch to that false stat as soon as possible and get that auto on him. That way you have your Vorpal on him for after he E's. So you could have chased, like right here, it's perfect. You're hitting the Varian. Hitting the variant is good, but right here the blink auto should be on false stat. Now you want to switch targets. Once that backliner gets in your range, you always want to switch targets to him.
Mm.
So right there you blink auto, but should have been on false stat instead of variant. So bad targeting there because false stat's way squisher and he's in a prime position. All you have to do is auto him once, and now he can't eat away because so he eat away, you would have warped on him, and he basically
Right.
isolated himself, and that's the freest kill of your life. You
Yeah.
know, especially because he has no gus. So instead, he's able to free DPS you from the side. That's like worst case scenario, and you're in the middle of everything, which is like ideally with Zera, you want to be taking those on the side type of duels where you're not really pressured by anything and you're not tanking AOE. So that would have been like the prime position for you to chase this guy into the lane and force him into a terrible spot where you can just duel him. But instead, now you're tanking everybody's abilities at once, and you have to disengage as a result when you could have gotten that false side kill. But Varian is kind of empty. Can blink on him again here. Nice. And then, nice. Okay, finish the kill. Double blink again. Vorpal, a little greedy. You're probably dead. Yeah, a little
Yeah,
greedy. A little
I
greedy. You're
went
taking the
ham there.
Muta. The Muta was too OP there for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, your healer died. But overall, not bad. Should be enough for y'all to win this fight. Oh, big mosh. Oh no, the Zag is slowly killing everybody then. Okay, nice. Y'all got the seed. So, one more fight. The final fight. Okay, so already, if this is me, I don't help with this easy camp because this Sahaka can definitely handle this easy camp on his own, and it's better for you to already start looking for an angle. So you wanna, as Zera, you wanna be already prepared for the enemy team messing up. So you wanna be to the fight early, basically is what I'm saying. Especially in a late game fight like this, where basically whoever wins the seed wins the game. So if this was me, I would have stayed mounted and already looked for either like this bush right here, like where my mouse is, like one of these bushes, or potentially run down the lane and start pushing out this lane so that I could potentially flank over here, or maybe go through mid and look at this bush. So just making sure I get some sort of positioning inside the like the middle territory slash enemy territory, and that provides two purposes. One, you could potentially get a good trade on a straggler and create space like that where the Zagara didn't realize you're coming and you gank her right out of the bush, or something like that. Where you can, or you can provide vision for your team, which is extremely important because you're really really safe, right? So you're basically like a ward for your team. Where if you're in one of these bushes, at least your team knows they're not on that side, you know.
Right.
Or if they are on
Just
that
one vision.
side, then yeah, then everyone knows. So you want to be getting that vision for your team as soon as possible and being able to interrupt these. So like you go now, but I would have liked this a lot sooner, like 10 seconds sooner or so, 5-10 seconds sooner. Like this is good. This is a good push though. Like this is one I was thinking about as well. And then yeah, pushing out this lane. This is good. You should be doing this. Pushing out this lane is very very important because this gives you another avenue to flank from since they don't have a fort here. So as Zera, you want to open up all the possible angles as possible. You don't really want to be going for the main angle because that's like too dangerous for you, right? Like you don't really want to go from the front. And then a lot of times going from the back is too obvious. So it's better to open up like a third angle, like potentially this wall over here, where you can blink over this wall. So it's always good to have as many angles and like different angles of approach as possible. That way you can make the enemy team worry about like multiple different dimensions. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll bluff like I'm coming from here, like assuming you're still stealth and they saw you, and then I'd maybe go all the way around or do something like weird like that, you know. Like you don't really have time in this scenario, so I think this is good. And the only thing you gotta worry about is you're revealed here. So I wouldn't go too early. I'd make sure Varian used taunt at the very least before you went in. Or if you are gonna go in, you should be on the complete opposite side of Varian. That's your main threat. Yeah, that's good. You blink over him. Nice, you follow the bolt. Oh no. Yeah. Another unused wormhole. Feels bad, man. Nice Warple though. Okay, nice job. And now you're just without a blink. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's
Should
see.
have ordered.
You should have also used your previous blink a lot sooner, or your previous wormhole. Well, I'll break it down. Let's see. This is the last one, so. Okay, so right away, you see your team's going on Kerrigan. You want to double blink over Varian because he has taunt. That's perfect. It's perfect so far. Auto Q. Again, the W too early. Always want to hold those for post vorpal because you missed an auto here by W. Because during your W cast time, you could have just autoed him instead, and that's more blink cooldown. So you're trading your blink cooldown for W, which isn't worth. And then again, vorpaling without Eing first. Always want to take that E first before you vorpal, especially when you're vorpaling into enemy territory, because from this position, if you do need to dodge a stun, your only option is to completely take yourself out of the fight, right? Because you're so deep now. So that also gives you the opportunity, if you take your wormhole first, and you're getting rid of that wormhole, the one over here, and then you vorpal, then your blink's back up, and you can reposition from any angle possible. You can go over this wall, you can go on this side, onto the Zag, you can run down here, back into the lane if you want, so you're still tied to this wormhole, which is really, really bad. And that makes it so. Also, you auto the wrong person there. Just kind of it feels bad, man.
Oh yeah.
You auto the Ariel, and also your blink wasn't up yet because of that W you used. Instead of auto attacking the Kerrigan, you W'd him. So your blink should have been up already. And then now, so these blinks are almost never good. The away blinks, and the reason why the away blinks are bad is because now you're not able to auto attack. So you got out, which is fine, but now you're not able to auto attack, which feels really, really terrible. So anytime you're blinking away like that, try to put it in a situation where you can auto attack somebody. So if this was me, instead of blinking to the right, I would have blinked up above the Zagara, because that provides what you want to do, what you're trying to do. The reason why you're blinking away here is you're trying to get away from this Kerrigan and Ariel, because you've been punching them for free for like 10 seconds and now their cooldowns are up. And also you're trying to get away from the Varian. So by blinking above, you serve all the same purposes of being able to get out of that danger zone, but also you're able to free auto attack. So instead here, like, you're not auto attacking at all until you finally vorpal back in. So you basically lost like 2 auto attacks that you could have done. And then again here, so you got your auto crit, but you always want to take that wormhole for that last auto. So I see that auto didn't finish because you didn't wormhole first. So if you wormholed first, you would have got that crit, and you would have autoed and killed that guy. But instead, you got the fat heal.
Yeah.
And then again, your blink's up again here, so it's another bad blink away. So always want to blink up or blink onto him. Never want to blink unless there's a wave here. If you're blinking onto a wave, that's the only time blinking away is good. But in general, the late game blinks should always be onto something you can auto attack, because you want to get that blink back up as soon as humanly possible. Otherwise, you get caught in the middle of the enemy team without a blink, you know? So like even here, when you notice they stop looking at you, I would have taken this wormhole and started punching. Even the Ultralisk is honestly fine, or the Ariel. Instead of taking this Vorpal, I think taking the wormhole is better. And even now, you kill the guy, you gotta take that wormhole. So imagine you took that wormhole, you would have been autoing this false start already, and you would have. Instead, you're stuck here without a blink, and that's 2 autos worth, which you could have gotten. Or you at least would have been able to blink back out. So just in general, making sure every single blink is onto an auto target. Always, 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 always. And if you're not sure if you can auto anybody, then at least just blink back into the wave and start auto attacking the wave to get your lifesteal and your cooldowns back up. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think your mechanics were good, and you have like good understanding of like the combos and stuff. I'll just say the main criticism would be the wormhole and vorpal usage, like making sure you're always using those wormholes before you vorpal back in. And similarly, the W, you should almost always be saving your W until after the wormhole. So I'll show you real quick. Well, right before I go, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm pretty sure you know, but just to display what I'm talking about. So, oops, you can see it, right? Can you see my mouse now or no? Still no.
Where you click, if you click, I can see the.
Okay, okay, better than nothing. Okay, so always yeah, from the walls it's really, really nice. So, and you stretch so far. So auto Q, auto E, vorpal, and then you W after the next auto.
Right.
So that's like, it just feels way better, and you're not really tied down. It's so much faster whenever you're doing that. Because if you're committing your W when you're already on top of the guy, that's such a long cast time. And And yeah, just making sure you're taking those wormholes as much as possible. Like even just the melee blinks are completely fine because those are giving you that proc and they're not tying you to that wormhole still. So you don't really want to be tied to that wormhole like way later down the road. Especially post 20 when you're vorpaling so much anyways. So it's really, it feels really, really bad to be just stuck on your first wormhole. So yeah, hope it helped.
Yeah, definitely. It's really cool.
Nice. Let me know how it goes.
Yeah,
And
I will.